Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Panda here, and I'm pretty certain I just went into cardiac arrest. Pretty much because I just spilt an entire glass of water over my Xbox power brick, my Astro headset mix amp, and my HD PVR. So only about $600 worth of equipment there, so nothing too major, you know. My heart's going like a fucking racehorse at the moment, like bloody Sonic on steroids or some shit. So I thought, hey, this is an appropriate time to record some Katawa Shoujo, you know? Maybe this'll calm me down, you know? Get me back my nerves, you know? Cause, whew, that was quite the little tremor I had there. I was kind of freaking out for a bit there, but lights still seem to be flashing on all three of those things I just listed then, so I'm hoping that means that they're all good, not fuck, you're gonna have to buy a new HD PVR, because I really don't want to do that. It's quite an expensive piece of equipment, as you probably all know, or most of you will know. Anyway, oh, that's right. That's right, it's been quite a while since I recorded some Katawa, you know, so I forget that I was under the impression that we were about to have sex here. That's why I blocked it off. Ooh, okay, we may have a black screen coming. It's a surprise. That's an odd... I decide to humour her and close them. I can feel her leaning over me, and suddenly something soft and moist touches my lips. Oh! My body tenses up in surprise. Fortunately, not as awkward a reaction as I could have made. It was just a quick peck, and I almost think that's the end of it, but then she kisses me again, more deeply this time. Her hands slide onto my shoulders, up to my neck, and then back down again, then across my shoulders and down my arms. Oh yeah! I can feel the weight of her body on my legs, and the eroticism of the situation isn't lost on me. At this point, I'm ready to try and open my eyes just a crack, but as if expecting it, she puts her fingers on my eyelids. Damn it. The hell was that? Seconds later, something ties my hands together. Jesus! She's into S&M. Fuck bro, get out of this relationship quick. You're screwed, man. You're screwed. Ties my hands together at the wrists, and I panic. Not knowing what to make of this, my first thought is to ask Shizune what she's thinking, even though she can't hear me. I'm sure she gets the gist of it. Jesus. This girl is kinky. She won't let go of my hands, tracing her fingers over them from the lips of my palms, over my knuckles, and to my wrists. Oh man, I thought it was going to be something far more kinky. Hey, what are you doing? What is this? This is interrogation, bitch! Now tell me where the money is! Well, of course, with my hands tied behind my back, I might as well be gagged. A part of me can't help but think that this is what she intended. As if reading my thoughts, a mischievous expression lights up her face, but her blushing doesn't fade. In fact, it only deepens when our eyes meet. Embarrassed, she leans deeper into our partial embrace, hiding her face by burying it in my shoulder and neck. Her hair is soft and tickles me, and I let out a laugh knowing that she won't hear me, won't be offended. Shizune's hands move downwards to the fly of my pants. Oh shit! Covered by her skirt. Her hands disappear from view, only to jerk back on touching my erection. Whoa! Shizune almost falls off me from nervousness. It's like she didn't expect it to be there. What's this? I didn't know you had one of these. Do all boys have one of these? The sudden display of naivety is the starkest contrast yet to how forward she has been so far, and I find it amusing. Suddenly, she seems very immature again. A high school girl playing the role of a more aggressive woman. And just wait till she gets the whips out, bro. She pokes at my... What? Fuck, how old is she? Jesus, she pokes at my one-eyed trouser snake. Curiously, with her index finger, her face reddening as she runs the rest of her fingers down its underside. Her movements are soft and curious, and they belie the embarrassed look on her face. It's likely Shizune is as nervous as I am, so I'm a bit relieved when she stops her exploratory prodding, but then I think about what's next to come. Oh shit. She might try and unbutton my shirt. Who knows what she would say, seeing the scar on my chest. I'm still self-conscious about it, and I can imagine the concern on her face on seeing it, the tenting of her fingers in thought. Luckily, in this position, she couldn't take off my sweater without ripping it off me, or maybe she's into that. She has tied you to a chair, so I wouldn't be surprised. The fear fades from my mind. Now I'm only experiencing a strange, uncomfortable mix of anticipation and nervousness. Imagine if you find out if she's got a dick. Bro, I told you to get out of that relationship a long time ago. This is your fault now. I'm out of here, man. You're on your own, buddy. A newfound lightness on my knees brings me back to reality, and I can see Shizune standing on the tips of her toes to slide her underwear down her thighs. When she sees me looking at her, she tries to cover my eyes with one hand. I wonder exactly when it was that I started being attracted to her. Not just attracted to her physically, but drawn to her. And I wonder why. She's pretty, but then also very combative. Not just that, but she seems to like being that way. The way she's acting now, however, and at other times, doesn't really fit that image. I'm starting to think that maybe her tying my hands might have been for more reasons than just the most obvious. Maybe she's gonna have sex with you then kill you. I don't know. Still, that aggressiveness that she flashes around as comfortably as a business card is real. I don't know whether or not that kind of attitude could be considered dangerous. If it is, I wonder what kind of person that makes me. It was probably the first week I was here. A week doesn't sound so long when I think about it, but at the time it did. Even though I pretty much thought my days were numbered that week, it still seemed to go by so slowly. Wouldn't that seem weird to her, bro? Like, God, I'm saying bro a lot in this, aren't I? You're talking and obviously all she can see is your lips moving. And this sort of very intimate situation would be kind of awkward. Or at least I would think so. Even if she can't hear me, it puts me at ease. It probably puts her more awkwardly. I started to realize that I didn't have that much to complain about, but there's still... well, never mind. She glances at me. She looks like she's fucking prowling, ready to kill me. She glances at me for no reason other than that I'm talking. Because she can't understand what I'm saying, Shizune becomes increasingly flustered, but doesn't sign anything in reply. Is she crying now, or what? Is this... oh, right, okay. Shizune sucks in her breath sharply as she lowers herself onto my one-eyed trouser snake, trying to keep herself upright as she teeters on top of me. The skirt of her dress covers both of our intimate parts. Fucking bullshit! What is this? I wanna see! And traps our body heat under it like a tent. Under it, I feel unbearably hot, and Shizune's hand guiding me into her only adds to it. This is horseshit. Come on, I mean, I kind of wanted to add a black screen. This is just disappointing for me. The second that I enter her, Shizune winces, then nearly falls on top of me. The sudden sensation is mind-numbing, and I feel waves of pleasure radiate through me from both ends of my body. It feels as if my entire lower body is enveloped in the warmth and wetness of Shizune's body, able to feel her every twitch and shudder as she starts moving. Shizune begins rocking her hips back and forth, at first slowly, but with her tempo increasing each time she pulls herself almost completely off me, only to plunge back down at the last second. Being so close to her, I can see the sweat beading on her skin and the fog that forms on her glasses when they slide down her nose and too close to her mouth before she pushes them back up. Her fingertips press into my shoulders, holding on to them to steady herself, pushing against them to pull herself onto me, off of me, and then running down my arms and grasping for my wrists and hands as she pushes herself back down. Maneuvering around like this is difficult at best. Shizune tries to brace herself against me while pushing herself up and down with her feet. I attempt to kiss her, but only manage to succeed in touching our foreheads together, at least not painfully. My thoughts wander briefly to whether or not the door is locked. If I don't know why I went into some big erotic sort of voice there. I was trying something new. Give me a break, give me a break. If it were to open now, I'd probably have a heart attack. And imagine if it was her dad. You would have your dick chopped off in a freaking blink of an eye, bro. Seriously. And I don't think anything would happen to Shizune. She's too, I don't know, daddy's girl to be hurt. I'd probably have a heart attack, literally. And then there's the question of who would be opening the door. The sense of danger only serves to make Shizune's movements more torturous, and I wish she would speed up, but from this position it may not even be possible. I start moving her hips upwards in rhythm with her, trying to drive myself deeper into her. It doesn't matter to me that my movements are shaking the chair we're on, creating a loud knock as the wooden chair rasps against the wooden floor. Oh, way to ruin the mood there, Panda. Way to ruin the mood. Try and sound out a girl's orgasm and you just end up sounding like a retard. Or at least that's what I thought it was. Her breathing grows louder, and even sounds like suppressed moans escape her throat. Though it's obvious that she wants to hold them in, they're still loud enough that they would be audible to anyone standing outside the door. I stop thrusting into Shizune. What? Hold on a second. I just realized something. You weren't wearing protection. You had better fucking hope that Shizune's just as prepared as Lily was. Buddy. Man, I warned you so many times about this sort of thing. You just ignore it like none of my knowledge means anything to you. I stop thrusting into Shizune, partly because it's harder to keep up with her as she starts getting more and more into it and moving faster than I can manage to match while under her. Oh, here we go. My heart races so quickly that I can almost hear the blood pounding in my temples, and more worryingly, I can feel a dull throb in my chest. I stop thinking about the pressure I feel between my thighs, if only for a moment. Oh god, are we gone already? One thump and we're gone? That moment, though, is enough. Combined with the tightness of her squeezing herself around me, and the tightness of the thing that's in between her legs, and the sensation of her skin rubbing against mine, Jesus. I tense up and fire off inside. Shizune, a fleeting feeling of power and flight. The writing is certainly a lot more explicit in this part for Shizune than the others, I can say that. This is like bloody 50 Shades of Grey. Afterwards, I listen to the sound of my heartbeat slowing down until it reaches its normal rhythm. I listen to the sound of Shizune's breathing as it does the same. Her glasses are slightly askew, and this is the first time she isn't messing around with them in some way. I want to straighten them for her, but the second I try, I'm reminded that I can't. Shizune seems to have forgotten it as well. Instead of getting up, she presses herself against me in the chair to extend her reach. It's almost as if this is the only position she can think to untie my hands from. That is what I think I feel, as I feel her unbinding my wrists. However, she doesn't get off me. Her fingers gently stroke against mine, occasionally bending inwards to run over my palms. It's funny, but I feel more connected to the Shizune through this simple act than before. Oh god, are we going to go at it again? Shizune stays pressed against me like this for some time. It's a little uncomfortable, but it makes me feel happy, as if I could stay like this for hours. Oh god, I thought we were going to go at it again. Like, Jesus. This woman wants more. The chair wasn't enough, let's go back on the kitchen table or something. The then have passed so quickly that the time seemed to slip through my fingers like water. Every time I try to talk with Shizune, she has been out running errands or with Misha. I feel as if she's avoiding. Why would she be? Well, actually, yeah, that wouldn't be surprising. Not surprised. Of course it bothers me, but I think the way she's acting seems pretty natural. Then again, it's not like I've been through this before. Hanako, Lily, Misha! Still love that shit. Whenever I can't find Shizune, I end up running into Misha, and when I do, I ask her to help me with my signing. However, she always ends up squirming out of it. We're leaving after today, so I'm determined not to let her escape this time. Once we head back to school, we're probably going to have to start grinding through more student council affairs in preparation for school restarting. I want to brush up on my signing as much as possible by then, even if it's a day's worth. Come on, it's pretty much just having a couple of sign language conversations. You do that all the time. Actually, you're doing it right now. Wahahaha, really, Hichan? That's funny! Misha temporarily stops her unconscious signing in order to wave her hands in front of her face in denial, but then quickly resumes gesturing everything that both of us are saying to no one in particular. Hichan, you are so persistent. Suddenly being interested in sign language again. Could it be that Hichan wants to make a career out of it? That's not fair. That was my idea first. Nah, it's just for me and Shizune, babe. You should be careful, Hichan. Times change too quickly. By the time I decided I wanted to be a sign language interpreter, they had cell phones that people could type out whole paragraphs on. Amazing. Not very good for me though. As if she knows that another deferral isn't going to cut it this time, Misha changes her tune pretty quickly to move to a more apologetic one. I'm sorry, Chan. I'm just so tired. Especially lately, even though being with Shichan is fun, she has way more energy than me. Teaching on top of that would be too tiring. I don't have that much stamina, sorry. She doesn't seem very tired, shouting the statement with her usual tear and vigour. I know it's wrong of me to keep pestering her like this though. Actually, Shichan and I were planning on going shopping today. It's our last chance to pick up some souvenirs. Souvenirs, huh? I almost forgot that I was on vacation. You've been so busy having sex with Shizune that you completely forgot where you were. I understand what you're saying. Well, the cool way of saying that would have been, I get what you mean. Teaching doesn't seem so easy. Hideaki asked me to teach him how to sign. I was unbelievably lost the whole time. Well, I wonder how it'll work out for you when you become a sign language teacher. You can't get too tired easily doing that. Yeah, right. I hope not. Hichan, now I'm kind of worried, but souvenirs, so some other time, Hichan. Do you want us to get you something too? Just because I understand doesn't mean I don't want her to teach me. I suppose I can't press her any further now though. Even if I'm bothered by how selfish it would seem to do so. I give up. Nah, don't get me anything. I'm serious. Don't surprise me with a funny shirt or something, okay? Bro, we're so gonna get you like one of those funny shirts, like been there, done that, blah, 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 got the t-shirt, lol 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 lol. No. I don't like the sound of that. I love the sound of that. I don't like the sound of that. Slipping on her shoes, she yells goodbye to the otherwise empty house and opens the door to leave, letting a cool breath of fresh air into the hallway. A tuft of dark hair peeking from the door frame tells me Shizune is waiting for her outside. On it. Hey, beautiful. Misha translates for me from beyond the doorway and Shizune turns around to give me a small wave. Even though it's different from her usual offhand greetings in the smallest ways, there is an unmistakable hesitation there. It leaves me with a vaguely empty and distant feeling. Hichan, you're up early. Am I interrupting the conversation? I was trying to get Misha to teach me how to talk to you, but I guess I was being impatient, and it can wait. You two were planning on going shopping today anyway. Having Misha there, I forgot to sign my words as I say them. Unfortunately, since Shizune moved to fill the doorway, Misha is behind her. The brief misalignment in our positions means that what I'm saying is totally lost on her. I don't understand you at all. There are things I want to say that I can't put in a way she would understand, and there are entire conversations that she could have that would go right over my head. I want to tell her now that it won't be that way for much longer. Instead I just say never mind. Tell them they have a good time, then wave them off. It seems like everyone is out for the day, so I sit down on the biggest and most comfortable looking chair in the living room with a book. Not a sign language book, but one of those novels I checked out of the library my first week. Is it Angels and Demons? Is it the Da Vinci Code? Deception Point? Digital Fortress? The other one that I can't remember? The Lost Key, I think. Those are all the Dan Brown books anyway. Good writer. That was so long ago. I should really start chipping at that pile of books I borrowed, or at least return them. I'm sure Yuko would love to see, oh, what does this cunt want? 16 pages in, Jigoro walks into the room, a stack of papers in one hand and his sword twirling idly like a baton in the other, casually shaking water from a recent shower from his hair. Upon being seen doing something so ungentlemanly, he freezes like a deer in the headlights and slowly moves on to smouldering with powerful but baseless fury as he sits down on the couch a few feet away. This is only the third time I've met him and I'm already starting to feel nauseous on reaction. I guess in a way this could be considered a kind of charisma. Nah, I wouldn't consider it something like that. I haven't even said anything and he already seems less than pleased. It's likely a bad idea to provoke him, and just talking to him may count as provoking him. However, I can't help thinking of all the alternative situations that could play out. Well, I've got to go do this thing over there, and get the hell away from you, because I think you're going to chop my head off. I swear you're going to chop something off in the end of this path, because you've got that sword on you, 24/7. I swear you probably sleep with it. It would not surprise me. Let's say I don't open my mouth at all and walk away, maybe to go read in my room or outside. That would definitely go down as an unforgivable insult. He would probably tell me to hold it and destroy me. Either way, not too polite on my part, so basically whatever you do, you're fucked. What are you reading? How dare you ask me what I'm reading? Mind your own business. The draft for my autobiography. It is the story of a man who wakes up to find an uninvited guest in his living room, sitting in his chair and reading shallow literacy track. Yep. I've barely started reading the book. I don't even have an opinion on it yet. I can already see how this conversation is going to play out, so I might as well try to steer it in a different direction. Where's Hideaki? You even ask questions rudely. Disgraceful. Jesus Christ. That aside, why would you even ask me such a stupid question? How would I know? Am I my son's keeper? Well, you are his dad, and it seems like he does live here, so... But I guess I can't say that. Tempting as it is. Oh, you should. All the things you want to say, you should really just say it. See how it goes. You've got plenty of limbs. Well, maybe you don't have that many, but, you know. If you miss one, you know, after one insult you give him, you've got another chance. I give up. I already tried to make small talk with him and failed. It's like trying to talk to a brick wall that also hates you. That is my cue to leave and sift through my wallet to see if I have enough money to go to a movie. As I'm about to stand, I have second thoughts. I'm too tired to go through trying to smooth over my problematic situations by trying to continuously walk away from them. It's hypocritical of me to get upset at Misha for trying to defer things when I even run from my own girlfriend. When Jigoro attempts to stop me, I'm almost glad, even though I no longer have any intention to leave. Wait. He says it with plenty of authority, but nothing else. As if it's just a particularly commanding afterthought. Only a very powerful or very arrogant person can tell someone to hold on in such a manner. I'm sort of impressed. You are in the student council with Shizune, aren't you? What is your job there? I don't think there are specific roles. Other than president, Shizune is always trying to round people up to help out here and there. Usually we might get like one person to pitch in, but otherwise the three of us do whatever needs to be done. It's crossed my mind a couple of times, around when I first met her, that Shizune's disquietingly analytical stare might be because of her deafness, but it turns out it's a trait shared by everyone else in her family. And that is okay with you? Why wouldn't it be? You, Shizune, and that pink-haired girl? Is that really your entire student council? Ha 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 ha! Oh, man, you young folk crack me up. With a student council that small, they wouldn't even bother to hold elections. I am going to take a guess and say that you didn't join the student council. Shizune drafted you into it. You said you don't know exactly what your title is. That makes sense. I suppose if you weren't even elected, you couldn't be expected to know. After all, you are not elected. You aren't really anything. Thanks for the confidence boost there. No one is going to respect a student council like that. An unelected body of 3 people trying to scrounge up the equivalent of temp workers? It must be a sorry school if 3 kids having a tea party can handle every issue. What's how small it is have to do with anything? If the student council gets things done, isn't that enough? Could use that same theory on other things, not just the student council. If it gets it done, if it gets the job done, isn't that enough? Doesn't matter how big or small it is. I'm sure Shizune didn't mind last night. It's not just a game either. Maybe you should actually come to the school one day. If you get there on the right days, you might even be able to see what Shizune is able to accomplish. Do you think that I have so much free time that I can afford to waltz over to your boondocks and watch my daughter's feats of self-aggrandizement? I've never been more disgusted in my life. What you're saying is that they might as well not have a student council, but the fact remains there is one, and Shizune got elected to it. And for her it isn't a meaningless position. In fact, she works very hard for it. You sound like someone who voted for her. No, I wasn't there for that. Huh. You didn't even vote for her. Well, besides that, why don't you ask Kariaki about this? Shizune has wanted to be a high school student council president since middle school. She would have read him all her practice speeches, wasting his time. For what reason? This whole time, he hasn't even looked up from thumbing through his manuscript. It's getting increasingly frustrating. Because it isn't a game. We don't run the school. But it's not like we're just playing at it and not taking it seriously. Wonder if it's so wrong not to be a purist. I have been to your school. Really. The students there can already think about a million things he might say, and I'm preparing for my heart to sink on hearing any of them. It's funny. They are probably things I've thought before. They don't even have cleaning duty. It's not what I expected at all. He's also wrong. They do. I should know. I get to skip out on it since I'm in the student council. The concept of being wrong confuses Jigoro. I should take this opportunity to go on the attack. It's really odd that I'm thinking this way about a simple conversation. Do it! Do it! Rip him to fucking shreds. It sounds like the last time you were there was really some time ago. About 800, 900 years ago. Because you look like a fucking dragon. If you can leisurely write some memoirs, you can talk to Shizune now and then. Don't you think that she has stuff she is proud of? It's how young people are. We have things to be proud of. If you're writing an autobiography, you should get that. Such an opportunity, and I blew it. Yeah, you fucked the dog on that one, didn't you? I don't know how I was expecting him to react. Maybe introspectively, but Jigoro only grows angrier by the second. Yet as he does, he also seems calmer, in a way. More sure of himself and in control. Who do you think you are to assume that my life is so easy? You haven't even read my biography, yet you are able to tell me how I should handle all my affairs, including dealing with my own daughter. You could never understand. How dare you! Even if I were to get up from this couch, walk over to you right now and punch you in the forehead with brass knuckles with a condensed edition of my life story on them, leaving my biography imprinted on your face, you would not understand. For 12 years, Shizune did not even talk to me, even though I hired multiple tutors and interpreters of all sorts for her to try and get her to become normal. It isn't as simple as you think it is. If she does not want to bother me with me, then fine. I assume that is normal. When was the last time you talked to your parents? Actually, that's a good point. He got you there. It has been a while, and I feel ashamed. More so that he caught me than that how easily I could have dropped my parents a phone call or sent them an email, or even a letter, in heaven. This knowledge only makes me feel more ashamed. I thought so. If I wanted to see my parents, I couldn't. This is different. You aren't that far from her. It's one train ride away. That is enough. No means no. You are very persistent. If only it was about something that mattered. I can't see why you have what you may have learned from my daughter aside from that and how to backtalk people. Is that it? The answer is yes. I wasn't this persistent on argumentative before meeting Shizune and Misha. After all, prior to meeting them, I'd just experienced a small death. It's a mystery as to why I refused to join the student council in the first place. And it's raining outside. And it's sunny. What's up with that? Possibly it was from trying to get away from their nagging so much that I was able to get my energy back. It's a cute idea. I think about why I'm still here. Arguing with Jigoro is pointless. Yet I think I almost looked forward to it. And he is right. I cannot understand him. Even if I did, he wouldn't care. I'm a louse that crawls on a whale. Wholly insignificant. What the fuck is a louse? Or loose. Or louse. He has the confidence that I don't have. Shizune does, and it could be that the reason why I am here now, in an almost shouting match with her father, is because some of the bravery that has rubbed off onto me. However, I don't have anything to keep it going. Still, I hate him. He's a douchebag. I don't know what I can do. A few months ago, I think I would have punched him and let the consequences play out as they may, but now I can't risk it. If he were to hit me back, he'd likely kill me. Yeah, he's pretty large. Look at them muscles bulging. Jesus Christ. This guy's a bit of a tank. And he has a sword. We can't dismiss the fact that he does have a sword. So in the end, the only thing I can do is look at Jigoro in silence. Knowing that I have no reply, and hate him, and feel completely at a loss. Oddly, he takes it as a defiance. Fine then. Have fun with that. Good. Get the fuck out of my life, arsehole. God. Guy is such a dick. Picking up his sword and using it to pull himself to his feet, he turns and casually saunters out of the room. I want to throw my book after him, but I'm happy to finally be alone, even if I'm not in the mood to read any longer. Dick move, bro. Dick move. Oh good, we've finally left that place. No more Jigoro. Fucking asshole. Our return trip to the school keeps getting delayed in one way or another. Shizune and Misha come back so late that there's no use even leaving, and we end up staying another day. Oh, what? The morning after, we miss the train by a single minute, and the next two don't arrive. We missed the fourth train because I wandered off to get a drink in the meantime. Shizune wasn't very happy about it. She says, how many trains do you want to miss? My god. Yay, we're back in our own bed. By the time I finally get back to my room, I feel so tired, even though I spent most of the ride back sleeping. I can't say it's only because of today. This seems like a familiar symptom of travelling. It's not the first time it's happened. Whew, we finally get to close our eyes. If no one has beaten me to it, I could do a thesis on it. Maybe get in a medical journal. Returning from a trip syndrome. Not very creative. I fall asleep before I can think of a better name. Oh god! Fuck off! Remember the last time someone knocked on my door that loudly I threw something at it? I don't want to throw something at it again. If they fucking do it again, man. Trust me, I am not in the mood to take anyone's shit right now. If it's Misha, whew, I'm gonna pretend I'm gonna slap Jigoro's face onto Misha, and then, well, we're already in a bad mood. Let's not talk about what's gonna happen if that happens. A loud knock on my door wakes me up only a few hours into my nap. I'm annoyed because I had just been in the middle of a dream that I can't remember. Haven't been woken up in the middle of it, but I'm sure it was a good one. Oh, I always hate that, eh? Just like Inception says, you never remember the start of the dream. You always wake up right in the middle of it. It's true. I briefly wonder who it could be, but it's not like I get many visitors, so I'm sure it's Kenji. No, I don't want Kenji. I hope he is just rolling out the welcome wagon and not going to hit me up for money again. If that was the case, I'd almost be touched. He never rolls out the welcome wagon. He's always asking you for something. He doesn't talk to you for no reason. Oh, okay, we're just gonna... alright. Not touched enough to fight off the edge to roll over and go back to sleep, though. Huh. Okay. Guess we're not... oh, no, we're back. A few hours after that, I woke up again and immediately spot an envelope on the floor. It must be something that came in the mail while I was away. That's Shizune and Misha's department, so I wonder if they dropped by to give it to me, or maybe someone filled in for them in their absence and told Kenji to pass it along. Oh god, I'm sure we all know who this is. If you haven't played the game before, there's something seriously wrong with you. You need to go and play it. You really do. When I pick it up, any remnants of sleepiness in me instantly vanishes. Even if the name of the sender wasn't on it, I would have known whom it was from by looking at the envelope itself, realizing why it looked so familiar, by recognizing the delicate handwriting addressing it. Awanaka. It's from her. Your first love. At first, I can't believe it, but it wouldn't be too hard for her to track me down if she wanted to. She was a stalker. Of course, I hadn't thought that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend for all of 5 seconds. Dude, you didn't even say yes! She was not your girlfriend! Fucking... I know you take pride in the fact that she opened up to you, but she never actually asked you. And you never actually answered if there was anything in that note that was slipped to you. Seriously. I hadn't thought that she would want to. She was maybe my girlfriend for... oh, sorry. After that, we barely spoke to each other. It would be too easy to put this letter away somewhere and forget about it. A part of me wants to do that, or throw it away, unread. Why I want to do these things, I don't know. It would be too easy to do them, easier than to read it. And yet we read it. Sitting the envelope open with the tip of a pen, I'm surprised by the length of the letter that spills out. It is quite a rather long letter. Do they... in Japan, do they really have to write that much stuff? Like... fuck, that's a lot of writing. It's very detailed too, the whole... I don't know what they call it. Dear Hisao, how are you? I hope you are well and happy at your new school. Everyone here misses you. Especially me. She left that part out, but I know she meant to write that in there. Almost all of our second year class got put together in class 3-1 for the final year, so we are pretty comfortable right from the beginning of the year. I'm sure you would have been assigned to this class as well. Lots of love, Awanako. Still miss you. Kiss hug, kiss hug. She forgot to add that part as well. Oh no, it might be in this part. The mood among the third years seems to be very anxious about the final exams, even though they are so far away. The teachers are badgering us about it all the time. Even told Mr. Tachibana, who is, by the way, our homeroom teacher this year. Would you believe it? I was sure that he'd retire after our second year, but here he is, nagging everyone about studying for exams. You've gotta study for those exams! That's not how he talks. It sounded like a constipated grandma. I think things like that are the main reason why the mood among the third year is so nervous. I must admit that I'm somehow losing confidence in myself, as well as even as well, even though I'm always fared reasonably well in exams. I haven't. I fucking hate exams. As soon as you get in that room, you know, you're all good for the whole day. You wake up, you know, you've got your stuff in that little sealed plastic bag, you've got your lined refill, you've got your pen, your eraser, your pencil, maybe a bottle of water or something, bit of Gatorade or something to keep you focused or whatever. And then, you know, you get to school, you start getting in that line where everybody's waiting outside the room, all the same sort of talk, you know, about the exam, starting, you know, a few little butterflies in your stomach, but nothing too major. Then you get in the room, and you're assigned to that seat, and you sit down. Then the paper is given to you, and you're told to begin. And I just freeze. I can't deal with the stress of exams. I suck with exams, seriously. I'd much rather have like a million internal exams throughout the year than the one massive, fat, huge, annoying one at the end. It's like a big throbbing dick that's just shoved right up my ass. That's how I feel when exams come along, if you can imagine that. I'm sure you can imagine that. Anyway, I've talked for too long. The small talk makes me feel nostalgic. It's almost like I'm in the hospital again. Every now and then Awanako would drop by and give me the gist of what was going on in a class that, even then, I had an inkling that I would never return to. It's so weird to think we were already seniors, isn't it? Time has really flown past. I wonder where it went. The new first year seems so young and somehow really innocent. I keep wondering if I was like them in my first year. I've been feeling really nostalgic like this for the whole first trimester. Wait, so how old was... Because I think he was in hospital for about a year, wasn't he? Was it a year or 2 years? So he would have been 17. She may have been 17, 16, I don't know. There are other things I want to say. I'm writing to you because I felt that there are things I should have said after the incident back in winter. I really regret that I wasn't able to say them in person, and I have no excuse for it. This is a rather large letter. The truth is, the times when I visited you at the hospital made me worried about you. I'm not talking about your health. You seemed to become more distant and disheartened. It was natural after something like that happened, I'm sure, but somehow I got the feeling that you had given up on something back then. Happiness, maybe? I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I am really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most. Even though I like you so much, at least now, finally, I can be more honest. What a convenient time for her to rediscover her sincerity. Well, even as I think that, I know she's right. Distant and disheartened is a good way to describe it, and maybe I had given up too. It weighs on my heart when I think back to when I was lying in the hospital, feeling so bitter when she finally stopped showing up. I wasn't surprised, and I had no right to be. How could she not stop coming when it was the only expectation I had of her? She dropped by only for all of 6 weeks after the incident. If I drifted away from her, it was because I could feel her already moving herself away from me the moment she showed up. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you've managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you are doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Awanako. Where's the kiss or the kiss hug? XOXO. Maybe she doesn't love me anymore. It's a strange feeling. I know that I'm never going to hear from her again. If she really wanted to keep in touch, she wouldn't have picked a medium like snail mail to do it through. If she could get my address, then my email or phone number wouldn't have been much more work, had she wanted them. This is only a goodbye. I exhale, only just now becoming aware that I had been reading with bated breath. Now who's being distant, Awanako? But maybe is it really is for the best. For her to pick up a pen and write this letter to me, it can only be because she felt guilty about how things ended. That she was hurt by how we floated out of each other's lives and makes me feel a sort of wistful happiness. I almost want to thank her, and I only don't because I know she wouldn't want me to reply. Oh, what did I say? What did I fucking say about that knocking? One more time, I am telling you. One more time. There's a knock at my door, then it opens anyway about a millisecond later. I forgot to lock it, stupidly. Who the fuck just barges into your room? Sup man, fuck off Kenji, oh my god. You don't just come barging into someone's room. Why is your door... It wasn't open, you fucking opened it! I run to the door faster than is probably medically safe for me to do so. If so, I can prevent Kenji from seeing the mountains of pearls just a couple feet away from him, blocked from his sight only by the door. Then there's the letter I'm holding. If he asks about it, I don't think I could make anything convincing. About 2 feet away from him, I realised that his vision is so bad that it was probably never an issue. He didn't even see me about to practically tackle him back through the door frame. Hey, what the hell, man? What are you talking about? Your room has a billion locks on it, yet you just barge right through other people's doors? You didn't even wait a second after knocking before you tried the door. It was like simultaneous. You were already opening the door while you were knocking on it. I hate people that do that. Oh, my fucking sister does that. Actually, my entire fucking family does that. Jeez, I'm sorry, I'm swearing quite a lot in this. I have a problem. Hi, my name's Panda. Hi, Panda. And I have a problem with cursing. Why don't you take a seat, Panda? Now tell us about your experiences with cursing. Well, there was this one time I was recording Katawa Shoujo and I was cursing quite a bit. Get out of my class. That's unacceptable. I don't know what that was. You didn't even like it. Oh, yeah. See? That's exactly why I have all those locks. It's a cold and uncaring world out there. A gatecrasher's world. Now you also understand. Oh, that's why you did it. Yeah, sure, whatever. I just taught you a valuable lesson, dude. Knowledge is power. Why are you yelling at me? I'm a hero. Oh, I want to punch you. Look at you. You didn't even lock your door. The average woman could have killed you a billion times already, then replaced you with a female clone, indistinguishable from the original. It almost happened to me. Yep, no, I'm sure. Ignoring the latter part since it's too confusing, it's funny he should say that. He was unable to stop me from tackling him head on, yet apparently a woman could have killed me a billion times. If this man is a hero, we are all doomed. What's that you got there? A dildo I'm gonna stick up your ass if you don't piss off. Somehow he is able to see the letter and it's still in my hand. With how I've been waving it around, there is no surprise. I fold it back up quickly but take no care to whip it behind my back or anything else. That would be too suspicious. It seems like I'm jumpier than I thought about Yamanako writing to me. I got a letter. Ooh! Oh yeah? I put that there. I was sleeping, then I woke up because I heard explosions. And that wouldn't have been explosions, that would have just been Misha knocking on your door, no doubt. I put on my helmet, then peeked outside to see what was going on, but it was just the student council woman banging on your door. Told you. It was the one without the without pink hair. Okay, so it was just She was knocking so loudly that it was obvious she was filled with murderous rage. Rage at you. Then she somehow sensed me behind her and I tried to escape, but it was too late. She caught me and started pointing at the door. I opened my mouth to tell him that she's deaf, but decide not to for various reasons. I didn't really get it, and she got more and more pissed off like an old man trying to use a touchscreen phone. Sounds like my dad. She was going to kill me and replace me with a woman version of me that is indistinguishable from the original. Yep. But then the sunlight reflected off my glasses and blinded her, saving my life. Sure. It was like, behold, optic blast! I don't get how someone with glasses can be hurt by glasses. She uses them too. She should be immune to their death rays, but whatever. She gave me this envelope with your name on it and I just left. Clearly, she was out for blood. So I lied and said you were away. I think you were away, right? Away, right? I've been trying to ask you if you wanted to help me with my homework for a week now, but I keep getting no answer. Welcome back, man! Thanks. Really, thank you. Thanks. Yep. Yeah, so she gave me this envelope and it had your name on it. I didn't want to hold on to it because what if it was a bomb? So I just... Oh, thanks. Yeah, no, so you thought it was a bomb, so you thought it would be a brilliant idea to slip it under my door. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're the hero. You are a hero, Kenji. Fucking asshole. Dick move, bro. Dick move. I was gonna tell you, but you got back before I could. At least it's not a bomb. Gee, thanks. I'm not going to help you out with your math homework because what if your math textbook is a bomb? Oh my god, you're right! He looks devastated, and also like he's considering the possibility that it really could be a bomb. I guess it is possible, since no one really uses the math book all that much. God, now he's going to be even more paranoid than he usually is. I throw the letter on the dresser behind me and turn to leave, swinging the door shut behind me as I do. It collides against the tip of Kenji's shoe and bounces back open while he hops around for a bit, acting like it hurt way more than it should have. Oh my god, get out of my room, Kenji! I don't like you! Before I know it, he's already inside my room. I'm powerless to stop him before he scoops up the letter, strangely ignoring the towers of pill bottles surrounding it. He probably doesn't even see them. Don't just read my mail, that isn't your own. Come on, what is it? A love letter from your girlfriend? Did she include any photos? Sexy hey, I thought you were against all females, huh? Jesus. Reclining against the dresser and paying no mind to the bottles he sends all over the floor by doing so, Kenji quietly reads through Awanako's letter. What a dick! Whack him! Fucking hit him, bro! Hit him! Strangle him with his own scarf! Do it! I'm giving you so many possibilities here, Hisao. The process takes seemingly forever, and with how close he holds it up to his face, makes it look like he's trying to eat it. Who's Awanako? My ex-girlfriend. Bro, how many times have I told you this? She's not your ex. She was never your girlfriend. You can't consider someone your girlfriend if you went out with them for 5 seconds. My god. Ex-girlfriend, huh? This is the breakup letter then. I thought they were a myth. It's a Dear John letter. No, I guess it is, but really, she's been my ex-girlfriend for a while. Anyway, I think I'm already over it. Kenji gives the thumbs up, clearly relieved that I'm not going to take this into an awkward direction, although I almost want to, since I told him not to read it. Yeah, that's a good attitude. That's alright, I had a bad breakup too. Who would ever go out with you? But you can't let it get you down, man. I mean, just look at me. But hey, she wrote you a letter. Maybe she wants to get back together, huh? It says right here, write her back. You should do. Is she cute? For a guy who thinks feminists are working to enslave men everywhere, he really is interested in cute girls. I have a girlfriend, besides, look at the context. She doesn't want me to write back. Just because that's what it says, that isn't what she means. But that's what she wrote. This rockfish kid chick... Wait, what? Rockfish kid chick totally still wants you. It even says it right there. Oh, where? Oh, right down the bottom. P.S. I still totally want you. I've read it. I know what it says. I told you. You have to look at it. You have to look at the context. She said I drifted away from her, and everything there shows she accepted that. I think the reason she wrote to me is that she just wants to. I guess part amicably, but we're done. She doesn't want to get back together or whatever you're thinking. As I think about it more, it sounds to me like I'm just trying to make excuses for myself. That's not a good place to be. Yeah, you are. You're trying to make excuses for yourself. I'm positive that she doesn't want me to write her back. I can't live with it. I can live with that. If I were to write her back and get less than desirable response or no response, then I would just be crushed. You have low self-esteem, don't you, Sal? Perhaps the fear of that is why I'm trying to justify my decision. It could be, but I don't want to think about it. The thought is oddly repulsive. Why is this such a big deal to you anyway? Because you should write back to her. She wants you to. I want to see what the response is going to be. Damn, it doesn't even have to be a nice letter. That's cool too, but you could just write an angry letter and call her out. That's my new attack strategy. I'm just going to call women out. You should try it. Oh god. Kenji, man. Seriously. Even if she wrote me a letter, you would have to understand what that means. Writing someone a letter is different now. It's not something you just do. Not in this kind of situation. Not in this kind of age either. Everyone either just texts or Facebook or email. I don't think I've ever... I haven't gotten an email in such a long time. Like an actual personal email. It's either Facebook or text. No one calls me. No one emails me. No one Skypes me. I'll be right back, I'm just gonna kill myself. No, but seriously, that's all it is these days. Facebook is cancer. It's all people do now. Just message people on Facebook. It's become a liking war. Even if she wrote me a letter, you have to understand. I read that. I don't think anything's gonna beat Facebook. Google Plus tried to come into the scene and just failed epically. You can pick up your phone and call someone across the world in an instant and talk to them almost like they were there with you. Or send them an email. They'll be notified instantly that they got it and can reply back, just like that. Yeah, I still think an email is slightly more personal than, well, a text message or, yeah, like I said, anyway. A letter can be a personal thing, but she wanted to keep me at an arm's distance. It's not like I can pop over there and visit her. If I had her number, I could call her, or if I had her mail, I could mail her. If she really wanted to hear back from me, she would have dropped one of those in there. I feel silly for continuously reassuring myself that I'm not fazed by Awanako writing to me when it's so obvious that I am. It could be like a gradual thing for her. She might be too shy to call you up. I remember my girlfriend would always send me text messages because she was so shy. It was annoying as hell, man. Seriously, I want to know who your girlfriend was. Please give me a picture. I don't really give a shit about phones, so I didn't have the thing, and it turns out I had to pay for every single one. But I don't like the phones, so I couldn't even call her back to tell her to cut that out. I did it anyway though. I called her out, I even used the phone. It was literally the call out. I guess it was. Even if he's right, it means that Awanako still wants to keep her distance from me. She's not ready to chat with me comfortably. Why? Am I some kind of freak? I'm not reassured by her actions anyway. In that case, maybe I am overthinking it, but I just don't know. You are overthinking it. Kenji can't think of anything to say, and the silence that follows is so awkward and thick that I start to count the seconds until he makes up a reason to leave and excuses himself. I miss her. Aww, your ex? Yeah, even if she was insane, it was nice being with her. My back hurts. If she was still around, I could tell her to massage it. I don't know. I don't know how to use an oven either. I miss baked food. And we would go bowling in the hallway sometimes. I miss that too. I had a bowl all by myself during that last festival. You bowl in the hallway? You're going to hit someone. She used to say that all the time. Kenji sighs nostalgically, clearly not appreciating just how badly someone can get hurt by slipping on a bowling pin. Apparently neither did his girlfriend, since she bowled with him. What a strange definition of love, but I guess it's something. Love doesn't have a definition, that's why it's so messed up. Maybe you should write her a letter. If she writes back, you can get married. Oh god! Oh, you've pissed him off now. Married? No. No, 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 no. Okay, fine, but why not? You clearly like her, even though you hate women. Feminists! Not women, feminists. There's a difference. There are non-feminist women. Damn, your discrimination is incredible. Correlation doesn't equal causation. Even if she is insane, and a woman, it doesn't mean she is a feminist insane woman. It's like how the absence of evidence isn't the evidence of absence. What? If it's true, then by the relative property, the presence of evidence doesn't equal the evidence of presence. You have completely just fucked my mind, Kenji. Actually, I think it is, and I don't think it's called the relative property. Nah, shut up. It's mathematics. Are you saying math is wrong? I think he is wrong. So even Kenji has someone that he likes. I'm tempted to ask why he and his ex broke up, or to dig for more information in general, but I shouldn't. Not only would it be prying, but he might reverse the question back to me. This conversation makes me think about Shizune, although the thoughts I'm having are scattered and wispy, just questions. I wonder if I even had the chance to love Awanako, and this whole situation with her still stings me, a sour note in the back of my mind. I like Shizune much more, yet it feels like I am chasing her, even now. I don't mind the chase, but I want to close that distance between us. Awanako's letter is responsible, but I've also felt this way for a while. I've come closer, but it's not enough. I want to try again, right now. I tell Kenji to get out so I can change, and then head for the student council room. The grounds are mostly deserted today, which is a shame, but it's so nice out, and I'm going to end it there. Nice big long hour episode for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I shall see you next time. Goodbye.